Good morning, Key Stage 1, and welcome to your day 2 of week 4 on traditional tales and recounts, looking at the tale of the Three Little Pigs. In today's lesson, we are going to explore the features of a waggle, and this is a new waggle that we're going to be looking at. And that waggle, that what a good one looks like, is going to be a diary entry. So first statement is I can discuss the features of a waggle, so I can talk about them. I can also identify these in a text. I can even compare this to other texts. So you'll be comparing the diary entry to the postcard and the story. For our vocabulary focus today, the word is diary. What's the word? Well done. Let's say it again. The word is diary. What's the word? Well done. And lots of you may know what a diary is already. For those who don't, we will go over the definition. So a diary is a noun. It is a thing. It is a book which has space for each day of the year. You use a diary to write down things you plan to do or record what happens in your life day by day. And our waggle is looking at it like that. It's looking at it as somewhere to record what happens in your life. So we're going to be using it to recount what has happened. Let's go through some questions then to test that you know what a diary is before we start looking at diaries in a bit more detail. Remember, the definition is at the top. So if you need some help remembering what a diary is, you can reread it up here. So question number 1, have you ever written in a diary? If you have, what did you write about? Question number 2, why might you keep a diary? Would it be to do your homework in, to write a shopping list, to write about what happened today, or to draw pictures? Usually it would be to write about what happened today. Some people would like to draw pictures in theirs, and that's absolutely fine if you want to draw pictures in a diary. But the main reason for keeping a diary is to write about what happened that day. And last question, why do people write in diaries? Why do you think people write diaries? So there are lots of different reasons why people would write diaries. Maybe they want to remember something that's happened to them that's really important. So it could be their birthday. They want to write about what happened on their birthday. Maybe they want to write about their feelings. Or maybe they want to write about something that they want to remember. So lots of different reasons to write a diary. Your retrieval practice for today is actually a retrieval practice that we've done in maths before. So your retrieval activity is to put these daily events in chronological order. So we'll be needing to know about chronological order today, and that is time order. So we have some events from a child's daily routine here, but they are not in the correct order. So we have a child brushing their teeth, showering, having their breakfast, doing their schoolwork, and waking up in the morning. So this is a discussion task. I want you to try and use these words over here to help put the pictures in order. So you could say first, the child would. Second, the child would. Or you could say next, they would. After that, they would. So using these words to put these pictures in the correct chronological order, so the correct time order. Let's quickly go through the words to make sure you can read them all. We've got first, second, third, then, next, after that, after, and finally. There's no right or wrong answer for this one. It's just what you think the chronological order should be. So what I'd like you to do is pause the video, talk through the pictures, and then play it again when you are ready for the rest of the lesson. So now I'm going to show you our new waggle. So that's what a good one looks like. And this is another type of recount. So it's talking about something that has happened to you. So the last recount we looked at was the postcard, and that was recounting what happened to the pigs that day. This time it will be a diary entry, but again it is a type of a recount. It is retelling something that has happened. Now it's time to show me your very best listening as I read through the waggle. If you want, you can print the waggle yourself and you can read through it with me. And then if you need more time to read it afterwards, you can read it by yourself or get your grown-up to read it out to you, just to help you remember what it says a bit more. But for now, get comfy and listen to me reading the waggle. Tuesday, the 12th of May, 2020. Week 8 of Wolf Lockdown. Dear Diary, today has been a good day. I woke up this morning feeling great because it looked like another sunny day. I didn't want to get out of bed, but I had to. So I rolled out of bed, got dressed, and ate my delicious breakfast of grass and insects. I started my day by doing my morning exercise. I ran on the spot quickly, then I jumped up and down. I've exercised every single morning and I'm very proud of myself. After that, around midday, I sat down at my desk and completed my home learning for the day. I think it's mean that teachers are still making us do our homework, although I have been secretly enjoying it. Don't tell my teachers about that though. In the evening, I put my trotters up and read my favourite book. It's a story about a brave woodcutter who scared away a mean wolf by bashing him on the head. Oh, how I wish this big bad wolf would go away soon. As much as I love spending time with my brothers, this house is beginning to smell like a pigsty. That's all for today. Good night, diary. Peter. So, well done for listening to me reading through the waggle. Again, if you want to print out the waggle so you can read it through again before you discuss the features, you are more than welcome to, because I don't expect you to remember everything I read. So the first part of the task is a discussion activity. So we've got our diary entry here, a picture of the story, and the postcard, and the different features of the postcard there. So my question is, what do you think the main features of a diary entry are? You can think back to when we were looking at features of a postcard, thinking about the greeting, the main part, the closing, your name, their address, and the stamp. Thinking, have we got any of that in the diary entry? Or have we got any new features in the diary entry? So pause the video now, have a chat about what you can see, and then on the next slide we're going to be looking at the different features of a diary entry. And here are the features that we are going to be looking at today. There are other features of a diary, but these are the main ones that I want us to focus on. So the main features, we've got the date, a greeting, an opening paragraph, using the first person, writing in the past tense, saying when things are happening or when things happened, and a closing. Other features that are included are key events, so key things that have happened in that day, main parts of the day, and they are in order. So thinking back to your chronological order, the events are written in their time order. And it's also got the characters' thoughts and feelings as well. So really, really proud of anyone who came up with any of those features and noticed they were in the text. That was very tricky to do. In a moment, we are then going to identify these features in this WAGOLL text. So very similar to what we did with the postcard. We should know most of these features, but the only one we haven't really gone over yet is first person. So on the next slide, we're going to do a bit more work on the first person before we identify the features in the diary entry. So the first person is a sentence written about you. So you are the main character, and the main character is the pig. So it's the little pig that we are writing from his point of view. So when we talk about the first person, that is you writing as you being the little pig. So when we say things like I, we, my, me, you're writing about yourself, but you are the pig. So we've got a little quiz to test your understanding of that because it does sound quite tricky. So the quiz is, which sentence is written in the first person? Remember to use these words to help you. So look out for these words. I, we, my, me. Showing that it is written from your point of view. So is it A, the pig woke up happy? Is it B, I woke up happy? Or is it C, Percy woke up happy? Which one is written in the first person? And the answer is I woke up happy. So we're writing it from the pig's point of view. I woke up happy. I, being the pig, woke up happy. But just remember, if you get a bit confused with that, to look out for these key words. And these are on your sheet to help you know when it's writing in the first person. So look out for I, we, my, me. It is now time for the main activity. So you will need to print this sheet off to help you identify the different features in the WAGOLL. So we're going to do it just like we did the postcard, where you will need these different coloured pens or pencils, and then you find these in the text and colour code them to show where they are. If you feel like you can do this independently, you can stop the video now and give it a go yourself. If you would like to work with me, that is absolutely fine as well. Get the different coloured pens and pencils that you will need, and we can work through it all together. Let's get our first coloured pen or pencil out then, and that is the red one to show where the date is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through the WAGOLL, and if you think I have read the date, shout stop at the screen and we'll see if you get it right. Tuesday, the 12th of May, 2020. Did you shout stop? Well done. So Tuesday the 12th of May 2020 is the date. If you don't have the colours, don't worry, you can just annotate it to tell me which part is which. So the first bit is the date. Okay, next thing we're looking for, we need our orange pen or pencil, and we are looking for the greeting. Think back to the postcard because the postcard had a greeting as well. Could it be similar? Week 8 of Wolf Lockdown. Dear Diary. Dear Diary, that is the greeting in a diary entry. So it's like you're writing to someone, but instead of writing to a person, you are writing to the diary. And I'm just going to annotate that as well. Okay, next one then is looking at the opening paragraph. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs of writing. So 4 chunks of writing that are written about the same thing. So we've got paragraph number 1, 2, 3, 4. Which paragraph do you think is the opening paragraph? It is number 1. It is the first paragraph and it opens up the diary entry and it talks about what happened today, and it tells you about the first activity, which is rolling out of bed and getting dressed and then eating breakfast. So I will annotate that one as well. So your opening paragraph tells the reader, well, tells your diary what you are going to be writing about. And you're writing all about what happened to you today. Next one then is looking at the first person. And what I'm going to do for first person is I'm going to circle it when I see it in the text. So when I'm reading it out, if you could shout out to stop, and I will circle the words that are first person. So listen carefully and get ready to circle your own work as well in your green pen or pencil. Today has been a good day. I woke up this morning feeling great because it looked like another sunny day. I didn't want to get out of bed, but I had to. So I rolled out of bed, got dressed, and ate my delicious breakfast of grass and insects. I started my day by doing my morning exercise. I ran on the spot quickly. Then I jumped up and down. That's a tricky one, it's not on the list. That's something called a contraction, which we'll look at more tomorrow. But I've is I have. So that's showing its first person. I have. I've exercised every single morning and I'm very proud of myself. Again, another contraction. I am. So still writing in the first person. I'm very proud of myself. Myself. After that, around midday, I sat down at my desk and completed my home learning for the day. I think it's mean that teachers are still making us do our homework. Us and our weren't on the list, so really good if you managed to spot those two. So us and our, showing its first person still. Although I have been secretly enjoying it. Don't tell my teachers about that though. In the evening, I put my trotters up and read my favourite book. It's a story about a brave woodcutter who scared away a mean wolf by bashing him on the head. Oh, how I wish this big bad wolf would go away soon. As much as I love spending time with my brothers, this house is beginning to smell like a pigsty. That's all for today. Good night, diary. Peter. And I'm just going to circle Peter's name as well because that would be your name at the bottom. Fantastic. That is a lot of first person. So I would say it definitely is written in the first person. It's talking from the pigs, well, Peter Pig's point of view. Next, we are going to be looking at past tense. And past tense, I'm going to underline it. Now remember, if you're looking for past tense regular verbs, the ed is a very good clue that it will be a past tense verb. So looking out for that ed ending, the ed suffix. But there are going to be some verbs that are not regular ones, they're irregular ones. So if you spot them as well, fantastic. Let's read it through again then. Today has been a good day. I woke up this morning feeling great because it looked like another sunny day. I didn't want to get out of bed, but I had to. So I rolled out of bed, got dressed, and ate my delicious breakfast of grass and insects. I started my day by doing my morning exercise. I ran on the spot quickly. Then I jumped up and down. I've exercised every single morning and I'm very proud of myself. After that, around midday, I sat down at my desk and completed my home learning for the day. I think it's mean that teachers are still making us do our homework, although I have been secretly enjoying it. Don't tell my teachers about that though. So in this paragraph, it's quite tricky because it does swap tenses because it's talking about their thoughts and feelings as well. So we've got mostly past tense, but some of the present tense in there as well. In the evening, I put my trotters up and read my favourite book. It's a story about a brave woodcutter who scared away a mean wolf by bashing him on the head. Oh, how I wish this big bad wolf would go away soon. As much as I love spending time with my brothers, this house is beginning to smell like a pigsty. And again, in that paragraph, it swaps tenses too, but again, it's mostly written in the past tense. So diary entries, mostly in the past tense, but some present tense in there as well. Let's swap to our purple pens or pencils then. And we're looking at time, words and phrases telling us when this happened. So when did this happen? It happened today. Today is when it happened. It happened this morning. Let's look at the next paragraph then. When did it happen? It was the start of your day. So I started my day. That's telling us when it happened. At the start. And it was morning exercise. Next paragraph. After that, around midday. And the last paragraph, when did it happen? It happened in the evening. Brilliant. Now I'm going to get my black pen and I want you to point to where you think the closing is. You can think back to the postcard writing as well. Where was the closing? The closing is right at the bottom here. That's all for today. Good night, diary. And then the name at the bottom as well. Really amazing job if you managed to find all of that in the WAGOLL. There's lots of features in there. Other features, these are tick boxes. So has it got main events and are they in the correct time order? Yes, they are. Has it included the character's thoughts and the character's feelings? What they're thinking about, how they're feeling inside? Yes, it has. Brilliant work, everyone. That was super tricky. Well done if you managed to do that task independently. That is fantastic work. We'll just quickly go over the answers then to see how well you know the features of diary entries. So we start off with the date. Tuesday the 12th of May is the date. Dear Diary is the greeting. The first paragraph is the opening paragraph of the diary entry. It tells the diary what you're going to be writing about. You're writing about today. First person, I have circled them in green. There were lots of different words to help you know it was first person. I, my, I'm, myself, I've, lots of different words there. You didn't have to get every single one, but as long as you've got some of them and understand which words show it is first person. Then we've got past tense, which was very tricky because there was some present tense in there as well. If you have found all of the ED ones, that is fantastic. So really proud if you found the ED words. But if you found some of the irregular past tense verbs as well, the ones that don't follow the spelling pattern, that's even better. So words like woke, ate, sat, read. If you've got them as your past tense verbs, that's really, really impressive. Then we've got some time words and phrases. So things like today, this morning, I started my day, after that, around midday, in the evening. It's telling when something happened. And the closing was at the bottom. That's all for today. Good night, diary. Peter. That is the closing part of your diary entry. And other features is a little tick list. The key events were in order. They were in chronological order. And it included the reader's thoughts and feelings. So have a little look, see how successful you were. It doesn't have to look exactly the same as long as you are clear on which features are where. A quick discussion activity then is just thinking about how it is similar, so how the diary entry is similar or different to the other text types. So how is it similar or different to the postcard? How is it similar or different to the story? Thinking about the characters, thinking about the structure, thinking about the word choices. So pause the video and have a think about how it's similar and different to the other text types that we have looked at so far. It's time for the plenary then to see how much of this lesson you can remember. So we're going to be doing a quiz of what feature is this. So different features from the diary entry will pop up and you have to tell me which feature it is. So our first feature is Tuesday, the 12th of May, 2020. What feature of a diary entry is that one? It is the date. Well done if you got that correct. Dear Diary, what feature is that? It is the greeting. Today, after that, around midday, in the evening. What diary feature is this one? It is time, words and phrases telling you when something has happened. Today has been a good day. I woke up this morning feeling great because it looked like another sunny day. I didn't want to get out of bed, but I had to. So I rolled out of bed, got dressed and ate my delicious breakfast of grass and insects. Which part is that? It is the opening paragraph. I, we, my, me. What feature is this one? It's writing in the first person from the pig's point of view, from your point of view. Looked, rolled, dressed, started. Those are past tense verbs. Well done. That's all for today. Good night, diary. Peter. What part of the diary entry is this one? It is the closing. Well done if you got that right. And that was the end of the quiz. So amazing job. It was some really tricky work today, but we are going to be looking at the features in the next few lessons as well. So if you're not quite sure yet, we still have some more time to think about them and think about how we can include them in our own diary writing. So let's have a quick reflection and see how successful you've been today. So today you were exploring the features of a waggle and that was a diary entry. Could you discuss the features of a waggle? So could you think about what the different parts were? Could you also identify these in a text? Could you use your colours to show me where those things were? And that I can even compare this to other texts. That was when you were talking. So your discussion one at the end, comparing it to the postcard and comparing it to the story. Tomorrow we are going to be looking at using apostrophes for contraction. So when I was working with my group today, we found lots of words in the waggle that were contractions. So we're going to be looking at that in a bit more detail tomorrow and seeing how we can include them in our own writing for our diary entries. Have a lovely day. You have worked so hard and I look forward to working with you again tomorrow.